Rick, dropping in on you. Hope everybody has had a positive week. I hope that you have hit your markers. If not, understand that if you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. Trust me. I know what it is to go after something and it seems to not be hitting. But what I can tell you is it's about resilience. It's about being relentless. It's about not giving up. It's about being focused. It's about finding your timing, finding your rhythm. I was having a discussion with someone yesterday, and we were talking about how delay impacts people. To some people, delay means denial. And to other people, delay simply means that there's something on the other side of this force that's moving against me that's definitely worth having, and I'm not going to quit on it. So this is a special little episode of what I would normally do, morning inspiration, morning motivation. I want to talk to you about the importance of knowing your why. Before I do, I want to talk to you about taking advantage of this unbelievable offer that goes until the end of tomorrow, and that is the 7-day online business launch course. This course is normally $607. Right now it's $97 until tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. This is the same blueprint that I've used to put multiple entities online to generate revenue, A to Z. It works. It's not a magic potion, but it works. It's hard work, but it works. It can adapt, but it works. It's going to require you to be committed, but it works. And again, the $600 is a blessing. The $600 is definitely a great value, but I'm doing it this weekend for $97. I'm doing a push, trying to get a certain number of people into the program. This is an opportunity for you to do it. Click the link. You're also going to get free admission into the Mind Unleashed course and a free 6-month personalized success and growth plan. You cannot beat that. Also, I want to encourage you to share the video. If it inspires you, if it encourages you, if it lifts you, share the video. If this is a place where you can subscribe, definitely subscribe. Now, let's talk. I'm going to do a real quick flip here. I want to show you somebody. What are you over there talking about? That is my youngest grandson, Samaj. He's here with me. I have him for the weekend. You know, and he comes over and he spends time with me. The little kid has literally saved my life. Going through so much over the last couple of years. He is a constant, a bright spot, but he's also a part of my why. When people don't finish, when people don't stick with it, when people don't follow through, when people sit up and toss things aside after it gets tough, when people sit up and run into a difficult moment and turn around, it's because they aren't anchored in what it is they're doing. You're anchored by your why. If your why isn't big enough, you're going to quit. If your why doesn't explain your discomfort, if your why doesn't explain your pain, if your why doesn't explain why you got to stay up late, why you got to go through it, why you're making sacrifices, why you're going through something that seems to be taking everything you've got, then you're going to quit. You're not going to go the distance if your why isn't big enough. When I started what I started with this kid in mind long before he was ever thought of. I thought down the line, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, their grandchildren. What was I leaving them? What was I building for them? What would people say about what I did here? Not just how much money I made, not just what cars I drove, but how many lives did I impact? How many people did I encourage? How many people did I inspire? How many people did I lift? How many people are looking up and saying, I'm so grateful you came into my life? Not for me to have a pat on the back or an ego rush, but to say that my life mattered, to say that I came here to do something exceptional, that I came to do something. Samaj, don't go too far. To say that I came here to make an impact, to make my presence felt, and that impact and presence is leaving a legacy that my kids can live off of, that my kids can stand on, that my kids can sit up and say, you know what, this was my dad. And my grandkids can say, I can do it because Pawpaw did it. And on down the line, I'm writing a narrative. And I'm telling you, the narrative isn't always easy to write. The life isn't always easy to live. The outcomes don't just come streaming and cascading down because I say I want them. I'm telling you, you got to have some push. You got to have some fights. You got to have something inside of you that says, no matter what, I'm not going to quit. No matter what, I'm not going to give in. No matter what, I'm not going to fold. If I'm breathing, I'm still in the fight. If I'm breathing, there's still something I can do. If I'm breathing, I got a chance to turn this thing around. And what I'm telling you is, there are going to be some times you're going to get flipped flat on your back. It is just what life will do. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, stand up, and make yourself available for the next round. Get up, dust yourself off, because every time you get knocked down, you're learning something. Every time you meet delay, you're learning something. Every time you meet frustration, you're learning something. Every time that you are going against what seems to be impossible and you find that breakthrough, you've taught yourself how to win. You've got to be willing to go through it, but you're going to need a why. My family is the biggest part of my why, my legacy. My legacy is going to be what speaks of me after I'm gone. People won't remember what I drove. People won't remember the house I lived in. People won't know how many zeros or the lack thereof was in my bank account or whatever else people judge their success about. And I'm telling you, it is important to have that. But I'm telling you, what happens when that's not there? What do you anchor yourself in? What do you identify with? You got to have something that you can identify with that doesn't change. What do I mean by that? You have to have something you can identify with that doesn't change. That means your bank account can change. Your financial situation can change. Samaj, get out of the way and so he can slide.
I think he's trying to encourage him.
Oh, okay. Okay. But look, what happens when all those things that everybody is using to judge your worth is gone? What are you standing on? The car is gone. The house is gone. The bank account is dwindled. All the prestigious people you were once hanging around aren't hanging around you anymore. What will you anchor yourself in then? What will you stand on then? What will you do? You got to have that legacy. You got to have that why. I'm doing this for something bigger than material gain. Now, it's nothing wrong with having someone pay you for something of value that's equal or greater than what you're asking them for. Nothing wrong with that. But that can't be the only reason you're out there, because then you start to do anything and everything for that thing. You want something that says, man, I'm here to help. And you got to be willing to do it sometimes. And some people say I do it too much. Do it sometimes for a fraction of the value, sometimes for nothing, because it's about blessing people. It's about touching lives, and you got to know when to do it. You got to know when not to do it. You got to know all of these different things, and you learn that along the way. But the one thing that you cannot do is sit around and not be anchored. So you need to ask yourself a question. What's your why? The thing that you want the most, why do you want it? Is it a legitimate, valuable reason for you to want it? Or is it just because everybody else is trying to get it, or everybody else says it's a good idea, or that's what everybody else says you're supposed to be doing? Find your place, find your purpose, find your direction, know your why, commit to it, determine that you're not going to give in no matter what happens, determine that you're going to keep pressing on, that you're going to push until you get it done. I'm telling you, I've met the wall of delay more than once. I'm going through a phase now where I'm like, what in the world's going on? But I trust my design. I trust my purpose. I trust God in my life. I trust that what God has given me to do, that I am here for a reason, and that nothing can stop what I'm doing. Nothing is going to inhibit my, I've told you this before, the most primitive definition of destiny is that the more you try to stop it, the more you're sure it happens. Every obstacle, every person that you that classify or define as a hater, every situation that seems to be working against you is only strengthening you. It cannot stop you. It can only be a part of what you are accomplishing. The only one that can stop you is you. You stop you when you quit. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare turn around. Don't you dare let go. Stand up, square your shoulders, step out into this unknown that you are so frightened of. Stop procrastinating and go. On that note, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Don't forget, sign up for that 7-day online business launch course. If you don't have at least 2 independent streams of income that's hedging you, this economic shift that's taking place right now will impact you. This is the best time to create it. I'm challenging you to do it. Also, look in the description box and you'll see a link for our webinar on breaking the curse of procrastination for those of you who just cannot take action. Again, that's a $97.99, I think, $99 webinar. But I promise you, 2 hours, that's $1,000. 2 hours with me is $1,000. So trust me, this is going to be worth it. I'm going to teach you some practices and some things you can do to literally develop a mindset and a habitual pattern that will allow you to get past that. So again, there's a lot to gain from this, but nothing else. Share it with people. Ask yourself when you finish watching this, what's my why? All right. On that note, I'm gonna get off, and Samaj made a new friend, so I'm gonna get off and watch him and spend time with him. But I had to, while I was out in this tranquil area, spend some time with you guys too. So on that note, you guys take care. As I always say, I live my life on full so that